What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Luke Kang Kicking It. I am Luke Kang, and today we are kicking it with comedian Kyle Rehl.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good.
Good.
For this transition part, this is the part that I'm really trying to work on.
Yeah.
We're doing live editing right now.
Yeah.
The part that I'm really trying to work on is like intros,
Right.
comedy, podcast, even just conversations. I'm just like, there's no foreplay. I don't know how to do foreplay, bro.
Right. Well, it's hard, I think, too, with podcasts, right? Because we already saw each other and like,
yeah,
we're talking already.
It up already. Yeah.
Already had small talk, so now it's like, all right, well, do we just repeat the small talk we just did, or do we just dive into it? You know.
And I'm always like, I have this with comedy. I'm like, I assume that it's the same guy coming to all my shows.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I already did this. How do I? You know what I mean?
He's gonna know.
So in my head, I'm like, they already heard the conversation we had 10 minutes ago before we started. So now what? You know?
Right.
But no, yeah. So we have comedian Kyle Rehl here. He's been doing his thing. I noticed you've been doing your thing, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I've noticed you've been doing your thing too, bro.
thanks. We're just doing our things,
Yeah,
bro.
dude. I saw the clips from Leonard Smith Jr.
Oh,
podcast.
yeah.
That was cool. I saw the one we were talking about being in the Diddy commercial. I thought that was funny.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
That was good.
The timing. Have you ever had something like that where you do something and you think it's gonna be the next big thing, and then it's just like for one reason or another, it's just like I don't even want to promote this.
Well, I had I've filmed stuff before and then it just never came out, and that's been a bummer. But that was mostly like indie stuff anyway, so I never was like, oh, this is gonna change my career, and then it, like didn't. Yeah, so not to that level at all. So
dude, since the beginning of me doing stand up, I just every show for like the first 5 years was like I felt like Eminem in 8 Mile.
Just so intense, bro.
I'm like, this is the show.
Yeah.
This is it right here.
Right. Like someone's trying to talk to you before you say it. You're like, don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Did you ever have that phase in comedy?
Man, I don't think so. I mean, like maybe at the beginning a little bit. Like I think the stakes are always higher in your head at the beginning. You know, like because you're just going to an open mic and there's like 15 people there.
Right.
And you're like, fuck, dude, this is like my Netflix special.
Right.
Like this is the biggest room I've ever played.
Yeah, it's built up in your head pretty fucking big.
Yeah, because you think like, you don't realize how much no one gives a fuck.
Right.
Because we're so egotistical that we're like, I mean, obviously everyone's gonna go home and talk about my set.
Right. Exactly.
So
They're gonna know that I sucked.
Yeah,
you know?
and these are all titans of the comedy industry here at this open mic that everyone paid $5 for.
Man, and really, it's like some dude that should be in a mental hospital.
They should all be.
Right.
They should all be.
Dude, I sometimes I just want to like see what's up.
Yeah.
Just like check in for a weekend.
Yeah. What,
Like,
dude? What if you showed up and they're like, "Welcome back, Lou. It's been a while."
Oh my god, bro! No, nightmare. I used to love
Kinda
that
fun.
movie.
Yeah.
I used to love that movie for like a good 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple that came out like back to back
Mm-hmm.
of like, you've been imagining everything.
Right.
I'm so tired of that.
Yeah, at this point, it's
a little done.
When it first came out, everyone was like, "Holy fuck, you can do that!"
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, facts.
Like you didn't even see it coming, and now it's like so played out that like you kind of predict it like
halfway through.
Yeah.
Like I think this guy's just imagining all this shit, bro.
Yeah. It's like it is kind of hack at this point for sure.
I have a friend group that they are just like horror film buffs. They love horror films. They watch all of them as soon as they come out. And someone ruined all horror films for me. Just imagine they're on drugs.
Okay.
Like the protagonist, because it starts off slow. Little things start to happen and they're like, what's going on? And then shit just gets crazy by the middle of the movie. Just pretend they're on drugs. And you're like, this bitch is tripping. And it just ruined every single fucking movie for me. I'm just like, this motherfucker is just on drugs right now.
Yeah.
You know?
That's kind of a cheat code, if you will.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. It just makes everything funny.
Yeah, that's true.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Did you used to do that? You used to like roast like horror films. For me, when I started watching scary movies, I had to roast the shit out of them so that
So
I
they wouldn't
wouldn't.
scare you.
Yeah.
It's like a defense tactic.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
I do something similar to that where, I mean, it's more basic, but it's just like ghosts aren't real.
Ah.
What are we scared about? Ghosts
Yeah.
aren't real.
Well, that shit's fake.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
stupid.
I'm clearly scared. I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
buddy. I'm like my own dad or something. Like, monsters aren't real. There's no monsters under the bed. They're just in the TV screen, but they can't go outside of the TV screen.
Yeah.
Unless you have a 3D TV, that'd be pretty cool.
That's, dude. Now, drugs plus 3D TV horror film?
Dude. Whatever happened? There was a phase like 10 or 15 years ago where there was 3D TVs.
I remember that.
And people had, my friend's dad had one in his house. And like,
Did they ever use the 3D?
yeah,
part?
they did. It was kind of cool. But I mean, I guess it's probably a huge pain in the ass to have to like remake everything in 3D or whatever they have to do. I don't know why it never took off. I guess maybe people don't give up like live TV necessarily. Like you don't want to watch commercials in 3D. Like just like everything's in 3D.
Dog, that would piss me off.
Yeah.
So like, I want to know if this is just a me thing or if this is a human thing. Do you feel like ads, like do you get genuinely upset at them?
Not really, to be honest with you. No.
I get genuinely upset. Like I'm just like, here they go again.
Right.
Like I take it personal that they're
Okay.
giving me ads.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
Like in the context of like watching a YouTube video or like just anything at all, like on your phone or like.
I think the sneakier they try to make it,
Yeah.
the more it pisses me off.
Okay.
I think they think I'm stupid. Those fucking bastards.
Do you think you might think you're stupid when you realize you've fallen for it and then you get angry and then you're like, I'm not stupid. They're stupid.
Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't put it past myself.
Yeah,
but they know what the fuck they're doing. Those bastards.
So you feel like you're getting bullied, kind of in a way.
Yeah, like how much more of my attention do you fucking need?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
They want to put ads in video games. I'm so not down.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks. I mean, there's always been like product placement stuff, right? But
totally cool with that.
Yeah, but not like an ad break during a
like a
mission.
cutscene or some shit. Yeah,
during a cutscene. Yeah, that'd be great. Or yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
Hold on, GTA character. I'm just sending a text message on my new iPhone. Not down, bro.
Yeah.
Super not down.
Yeah. That would definitely take me out of it for sure. Especially like a more intense video game too. Like how do you pull off an ad and like
like Red Dead?
Yeah. Something intense.
Yeah. No, nuts. So let's get to it, man.
Yeah.
My friend, where are you, an LA guy or where are you from?
I'm from Georgia originally. Yeah.
Cool,
so
cool.
I grew up like 30 minutes outside Atlanta in the suburb of Woodstock.
That is hilarious that you put it that way because I was about to ask how far from Atlanta.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Growing up in Atlanta and especially moving away from Atlanta and then having conversations about Atlanta, people from Atlanta are very possessive of Atlanta. Like if you didn't grow up inside the perimeter, that's what they call it.
Okay.
It's like this highway that goes around in a circle basically around the city, and that's like the perimeter.
Gotcha. I think I've seen that on First 48.
Yeah. It's probably a lot of Atlanta episodes in the First 48. ITP. But I grew up OTP.
Okay.
But I mean, obviously, that's still pretty close, and I
Yeah.
have always loved watching, all the sports teams and
That's
all
what's
that
up.
shit, so
Dude, Atlanta is not anymore, but for the longest time, I feel like it was very slept on city
yeah,
as far as like output. By output, I mean like sports,
Mhm.
people, like movies. A lot of things were shot in Georgia that you don't even realize until the
Yep.
credits.
Mm-hmm.
And like obviously music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, I feel like music kind of blazed the way with like in terms of entertainment. But I mean, yeah, for years, I mean, especially film right now, I believe they film more productions in Atlanta or like Georgia itself than any other place in the world now, I believe. Like in terms of actually the production side of it, which is crazy. But yeah, I mean, you got culturally speaking, like I mean, so many rappers, so many groups. You got fucking Outkast, like they really put Atlanta on the map. I felt like with like music, even growing up, like when they came out, with like Roses, like
Yeah, kind of blazed the way
yeah,
for if there's no Outcast. Oddly enough, there's no Future, but also there's no Donald Glover.
right, yeah, absolutely, yeah, because like Donald Glover started in music, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing sketch comedy and stuff too, but he wasn't like a professional. I don't know. I mean, I guess he was writing at SNL. Whatever. I'm just proving that he's incredibly talented at this point.
Facts.
But like, yeah, definitely. I think that was a good like entry point for him, and it like had already been established by a lot of Southern hip hop. You know, T.I.
Yeah.
Dude, come on.
I have a question going on the Donald Glover thing. Has it always been stand up, or was there other? Did you like pull a Michael Jordan and try to go to baseball type thing? Like, have you tried any other art forms, or has it always just been purely stand up?
I love that I'm comparing myself to Michael Jordan in this analogy.
Hey, man.
I'm actually just rocking 6 championships.
You
with
gotta
the Bulls.
take your wins when you can get them. You know.
I kind of like growing up, was more interested in music. I started playing guitar, in like middle school, and was in a couple like not really bands, but we jam together, and then like once a year we do like a talent show at the school or whatever the fuck.
Hell yeah! Oh man, I miss those.
Yeah.
I miss like getting the whole school together,
dude,
and just
so
fucking
fun
around.
Dude, there was one year in 8th grade where we were doing Beverly Hills by Weezer.
Fucking sick.
And I was playing guitar, and I was lead guitar, and I had that like little solo. Like,
the wah 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 wah. That shit goes so hard, dude.
I felt so cool. That was like the coolest I ever felt in my life.
Right.
You know, and I've just been chasing that high ever since.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I mean by like I miss those days.
Yeah.
Like church, fucking the end of church camp.
Right.
Talent
People
show.
cutting loose. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And it was like such a like what we were just talking about before. Like the stakes were so high for you.
Right. Yeah. This is my Carnegie Hall right here, dude.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Were you in like a high school band? Like a band
like
class or
orchestra
choir
or whatever?
Or anything like that?
I was in middle school, but not in high school. But I learned how to play saxophone. I still feel like I could play some sax. Right? I haven't played in 15 years at this point,
brother.
But I feel like I have it.
We're in the same boat.
Yeah,
I used to play sax in middle school.
Okay,
and I feel like
don't
give me a song to play, but give me a sax and be like, yo, vibe out.
Yes,
I think I can still vibe out. Bro.
Yeah, dude.
100%.
And if not, just be like, it's jazz.
Right.
It's jazz.
Right. That's what I love and hate about jazz.
Yeah.
I love good jazz music.
Mm-hmm.
I hate jazz musicians.
Yeah.
Like, especially drummers.
Okay.
Jazz drummers, sometimes.
Okay.
I got beef with jazz drummers.
Yeah,
dude.
What happened?
Right. He fucking took my lunch money, dude. Sometimes I'll listen to a song and I'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? And then
I like to imagine you like listening to jazz in your car.
It's just angry. It's just fucking mad.
Yeah, like people think you're getting like road rage. You're like, no, it's the song.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
it's not even music at this point.
Like, no, you're fine. You're doing great.
Yeah, cut me off again. I don't care.
Yeah. The song's pissing me off.
Yeah, no, it's it's like, you know how some like old people, they'll listen to like trap music and be like, this is just noise.
Right.
I have the same thing with jazz drummers.
I think that's fair. That's a great comparison, honestly.
Because not even on beat, bro.
It's like we were one job.
Yeah.
So like that's the thing. I've never liked drum solos because they kind of have to go off beat. Or they don't necessarily have to, but a lot of times they do.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's like your whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're the fucking rhythm section.
Yeah, that's
Keep
like
the rhythm.
The guitar guy starts playing a guitar solo, and then it just stops making notes.
Yeah.
And it's just like the noise of him plucking a string.
All of a sudden, it's La Cucaracha playing and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You ever seen the movie Whiplash?
I have.
That shit, like, trying to film a jazz solo and make it look cool
Yeah.
is tough.
It's tough. I do think they did a good job of it in that movie.
I love that movie.
But yeah.
I sometimes hate I look back
Mhm.
and like I hate myself for how much I'll identify with something.
Mhm.
Whiplash is one of them.
Okay. What do you
Like I've like quit relationships
Uh-huh.
just based off that one scene where the dude breaks up with his girlfriend. He's
Oh,
like,
shit.
"Look, I care about what I do. You're gonna try to take me away from that and to stop this from
Oh.
getting ugly."
Mhm.
And like, I don't know why I identified with that so much. And so
Yeah.
like after that, I was like, every girlfriend's gonna do that to me. So then I just sabotaged so many relationships.
Dude, if only you had not watched Whiplash, you would have avoided all of that.
I could be married right now. Bro.
Yeah, dude. Oh
Right.
man. Maybe we can like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind you, but just for watching Whiplash.
Just the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not even the relationships part.
There's another one that fucking killed me. And then when I went back and watched it later as an adult,
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Is the movie Drive. You ever seen Drive?
Yeah. Gosling?
I thought he was like the coolest fucking guy. I thought he was Steve McQueen reincarnated.
Yeah.
And then I watched it again and I was like, this guy's just a simp. Like he just threw his whole life away, got his boss killed, got this chick's fucking ruined a family.
Right.
Cause he liked this chick with a fucking bob cut, bro.
I don't even. The last time I saw this movie, when did it come out? 2010 or something?
Something like that, yeah.
I can't even remember the plot.
Go watch
That's
it.
a funny take.
You're gonna hate it.
I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
I
now
just
with this new
remember-
lens.
I remember him just being cool and stoic. Like nothing could phase him.
Right.
And then he was, I guess what you're referring to, I thought he was honorable. But
Nah, he's just a simp because
Yeah,
he's
no?
really not that honorable, bro.
Really?
Like, yeah, he's kind of a
Okay.
shitty guy.
okay. Yeah, I gotta rewatch it.
Yeah.
I don't want to take any sides here.
Right. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't want the
dude.
Drive mob coming
No,
after me.
right. Bunch of silent fucks coming after you.
Yeah, just looking at me all cool. Wearing
Yeah,
jackets.
Yeah, exactly. No, that was me for like 3 weeks.
Okay.
I saw that movie and I said nothing. I went mute for 3 fucking weeks, dude.
You're like, maybe this is how I can get girls. It's just literally stop talking and just act mysterious and cool.
It almost worked.
I think that does kind of work.
It almost worked.
I would
dude.
believe it.
It almost worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't help myself sometimes.
Yeah.
I gotta say it.
Got a yap.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a yapper for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing. This is what it's all about.
Yep. Look,
Yapping
trying
it
to
up.
make a career out of it. Speaking of marriage, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
How long
man.
you been married now?
Since November 4th of 2023.
That's awesome. man.
So,
How's that?
However many months that is. It's great. It's awesome, man. I think we make a good team, and honestly, it's not like, obviously it's different in a lot of ways, but it's not that different than what we were doing before.
Right.
In terms of living together and like, we have a dog together, which sounds super white to bring up.
Yeah. Okay. I
Bring
can
up
see
as
that,
like
I can see that.
the first thing.
Mhm.
But I mean, even today, like I think just having like a dog or something there to like kind of, you have to bond, you have to take care of the dog together.
Common goal.
It's a common goal, yeah, and you have to be on the same team because it requires both of you
Right.
in order for it to work.
I feel that. That's not the whitest thing I've heard either. My
Yeah,
friend, he went through a breakup, and now he shares custody of 2 dogs.
Oh god, like legally?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like they're just
some
toxic.
some people will go to court over it though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I've heard
what?
of it.
I guess that's not even white, bro. Because my parents are the same boat. They like separated,
Mm.
but I think they like are too immature to reconcile. But they weren't really ready to separate.
Yeah.
So they just like we moved out. So there's no common goal for the kids. So now they like share dogs.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
For the good of the family.
Yeah, exactly. For the good of them.
Everyone.
Of the fucking dogs.
Because it would suck, I think, from a dog's perspective to like just completely never see like your mom or dad.
Yeah,
again.
okay, I see that.
You know what I mean?
And you can't really sit down and be like,
You can't
listen,
that,
dog.
dude. That's the most heartbreaking thing about owning any pet. Is
Yeah.
like you can't communicate to them what's going on,
Right.
and they always just expect it's like worst case scenario.
Right.
Like even just leaving the house, like they look at you like, wait, what? Where are you?
What the fuck are you
what's
doing?
happening? We were just hanging out. Everything was fine. Are you leaving forever? You
That's
can't just
hilarious.
be like, no, I'm just going to the store for like 20 minutes.
I'll be right back, I
Yeah.
swear.
She doesn't know anything. But on the other side, though, she doesn't know anything that's going on in the news.
Facts.
She doesn't know anything at all. She doesn't care about the Russia-Ukraine conflict at all.
Yeah. It don't even
Her
matter
silence
who's
is
president,
complicit, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I think it's fucked up that she hasn't learned how to talk so she
fucking
can speak
ignorant
out
ass
again.
dogs, bro.
But
They're the problem, really.
yeah,
They're the problem.
No, but we're kind of trying to move right now into buying like a townhome situation.
Okay, nice.
So not to jinx anything, but we did just put like an offer in at a place and it did get accepted. So if it all goes according to plan,
yeah, prayers up.
because there's
man.
still,
I got you. I'll pray for you.
Thank you. Yeah, but that could be really cool. So yeah, man, I think getting married too just like kind of lights a bit of a fire for you in terms of like this year I've been taking comedy like a lot more seriously and like trying to get out of town more and like do shows on the road, you know, try to develop relationships with people outside of LA so that I can go and do venues and like try and make money doing this shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, eventually hopefully be able to do it in a full-time capacity.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How much of that is I want to do better for this relationship, and how much of that is I have to do better or else it's going to be like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, I think it is obviously good to have someone there to kind of like hold you accountable. Because if I was single, I don't think I'd be working as hard, honestly.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I'm grateful for it because I need it.
Yeah.
I need to be working harder and I need to be more consistent with it. Because otherwise, I'm just kind of dicking around.
Right.
And I'm not building towards anything really.
You kind of see a lot of that too in comedy.
Yeah. And I mean, I get it. Because and I don't think everyone should take it super serious. I think some people, you know, it's like more of like a hobby type of situation. And that's fine. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, but I don't think everyone should like ruin their lives to try to attain this shit. But
don't whiplash yourself.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's the theme of the pod so far. Yeah. But no, I mean, and she helps me with stand-up stuff too. Like
That's awesome.
Yeah, she'll help me write stuff out sometimes, and like, you know, she'll pitch me ideas a lot. I don't always take them, but I appreciate the enthusiasm, and a lot of times they're funny as fuck.
Yeah.
So like,
how does she take that if you don't?
I mean, she like kind of like. She's kind of insistent on it in a funny way. She's like, "Are you sure?" Because I think it'd be fun. And I was like, "I feel like it's funnier if you say that, like from your perspective than my perspective." Because I've also encouraged her to do it before because she's funny as hell, and I'm like, "You could totally do stand up if you wanted to," but then also like that's probably a bad financial decision if we're both doing stand up.
Someone's got to be responsible here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I feel that.
So, no, but she's super supportive too, and like,
that's amazing.
I wouldn't be able to even have like a dog anyway. I think because she helps look after her all the time when I'm like going and doing shows and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So she's very supportive and chill and encouraging, which is something that I think I need a lot.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
As a well, I have a girlfriend, but I'm not married.
Sure.
But as a not married person,
yeah,
I'm so pro marriage, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen way too many people like get old and
alone.
There's a certain, and I don't want to stigmatize anyone or anything. You know, if you want to go home and pour fucking SpaghettiOs on top of your head and that's what makes you truly happy,
yeah,
cool. But I've seen motherfuckers get weird They get really set in their ways and like weird after a certain age if they don't
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
try to find someone or like have someone ground them like in
Mm.
reality.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even really think about that much, to be honest with you. But that's yeah.
As someone who, would hit the bar and like I was when I was single, I would like end up in conversations with like older women,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be like, "This is weird. Like you're fucking weird, dude." Not to whatever, but like it's just very when there's like I said when there's no one to check you on your weirdness, that
Right.
accountability,
Right.
like it gets kind of nuts out there.
Yeah, man. Well, I think even just like little thing, like habits and like weird little things that you don't even know are weird until
Right.
someone's around you to be like, "Why are you doing that?"
Yeah.
Or like not even in a judgmental way necessarily, but like like, "Hey, let me help you because like that's not the best thing or whatever." you
Yeah,
know?
out of care for you.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Let me tell you that you're freaking me out here,
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. How long have you and your lady been together for?
Oh man, we've been a mess. So like
Okay.
we all together like 4 years.
Okay.
We took like a year in between.
Yeah.
Took a gap year,
Mm-hmm.
if you will.
A gap year.
I went backpacking, went to go find myself type shit, Did an internship.
Mhm.
But it's been a pretty since COVID.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's solid.
And so I think the reason I romanticize marriage is because like I feel like we got immediately married.
Mm.
There's nowhere else to go,
Right.
nothing else to do,
Yeah.
and I think a big part of this year, that gap year, if to say, was trying to figure out if we're together because we love each other or because we were neighbors and there's not much else to do.
Right. Right.
So like I personally, when things started opening back up after COVID, I got worried because I was like, neither of us know what we're like
in the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we both kind of started doing our own thing, and we're like through dating, we're like, fuck this. Everyone's fucking weird. Let's just get the band back together. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, dude. You got to make the hits again, dude.
Yeah, dude.
The fans want it.
Yeah, facts.
The fans are asking.
My family was like, what's up?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
It's always a good sign when the family's really behind the person that you're
Right.
seeing.
Especially like after like nasty breakup,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah.
And they're still like, yeah, so hopefully you guys can fix things or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
I get it, man.
maybe I'll take some advice, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially from the people that know you better than anyone. You
Right.
know? Like on a deeper level too.
Like you're less of an asshole when you're with her. So
Yeah, honestly, like I would say for most of my guy friends, I feel like when they are in a relationship, they kind of become just better in general.
yeah, better
like,
versions of themselves.
Not always, because like some people end up in real toxic shit, and
Oh yeah, bing bing bing. That was me for a little bit.
we've
People
all
are like,
all been there.
You got an edge to you now. Like, what the fuck?
But yeah, like in a stable, healthy thing, like yeah, I feel like it just makes you better. I don't know.
Right.
Better to be around, better to pursue your own thing, and
That's another thing. When you're single, like especially in comedy, it's real easy to stay out till 3 in the fucking morning.
Oh yeah,
every night
because you're so lonely.
Yeah,
and you're like,
that is a big part of comedy.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I mean, even now that I'm married and stuff, like I'll go, out of town for a bit or whatever it might be, and just driving in the car for that long, like 12 hours, like by yourself, and the whole time you're just waiting to get up, and then you do, and like say it goes well, that's great, and then you just go from a room of like 100 people to the silence of your car on the way home by yourself. It's so jarring, and it never won't be,
Right.
So I feel like it's weird because we get all this social approval and it's immediate, but it's only for this like short little window of time.
Right.
And then like it kind of goes away like in a very drastic way after that.
Mhm.
But I think just the nature of the beast is like learning how to be lonely a little bit.
Right.
Because I mean, I think too, like when you're single, there's definitely a gap there where you're like, I gotta really lean on my friends here to kind of help me be a little less lonely.
Mm-hmm.
But that can be tricky because they're not like, they're not bound to you like you're in a relationship.
They're not a fucking golden retriever.
Right.
You can't just show up and be like, ah, what's up? Remember me?
Right, right. And they're not somebody that you're dating, so they're not obligated to like do really anything for you.
Oh man, let me tell you, dude, there's been times where like all three of my friends, and I say all three because you know a lot of people as a comic, but you really have like three friends.
Sure, yeah.
When all three motherfuckers are busy, bro,
oof.
I can see why Robin Williams fucking,
Do you think that's what happened?
I think his three friends were busy.
Guys. They all denied his call.
He had no
like, this
spots at the store,
motherfucker
dude. Yeah.
will not stop talking. He
facts.
You get him on the phone, he's like, blah, 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 blah. Dude, you gotta turn it off.
Yeah.
And then he did. He really turned it off.
Oh, damn.
Bro, yeah.
That was nuts. I thought mine was bad. You taught me, bro. You taught me.
No, you're good. You're safe. You're safe. I got you. I'll be the bad guy.
Thank you. Appreciate it. But I will say this. Being in a relationship and doing comedy is pretty, like, for me, has been nice because there's something outside of comedy now.
Mm-hmm.
When I made comedy my entire life's purpose, I was the most miserable fuck in the entire world, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Because it's just like, and most people I feel like are drawn to comedy because they feel like they've had some sort of life experience that leads them. This, like, for me, it's like I've had a crazy life, so it's got to be worth something. At the very least, a little bit of entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when I was leaning on comedy to be my like redemption, it was the worst. Yeah,
because I mean, yes, and I've been there before too, and because your entire emotional well-being is just based on if the show went well or not.
Yeah, if you had a good set or not.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's not even really in your control, to be honest. Like,
right.
You can go to a really shitty show, and like it could be like just poorly set up. Like it could just be like a room, and then there's a busy bar in that room. And there's no like dividing wall between that and the show, and like no one's there for comedy, and no one's paying attention to you, and it's just impossible to do well in those circumstances. And if you need to do well in order to be happy, it's like that's not sustainable.
If I bomb, I'm worth dick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's like it's the stability of relationships always great. I mean, because
hell yeah,
you can go home, and no matter if you did well or bad, it's like you got a hug waiting for you, and it's going to be okay. Because like, I mean, I agree. I think it's important to have that balance, right? Because like, it also, I think, allows you to go harder at the comedy because you're like, it's not all up to if it goes well or not. So you
less
can like
pressure.
Yeah, less pressure, and you can like really go for it. And,
yeah,
and like maybe take some risks, or like.
That is until they pull up to the show and you're like, oh, fuck, I can't do that joke. That shit pisses me off.
There's definitely times where you have like even friends or coworkers or whatever come through to shows and you're like, I got to kind of change some stuff.
I kind of wish you didn't come.
Thank you so much for being here. It means the world. It's kind of going to fuck up my set.
Yeah. I got to a point finally a few years ago, and I feel like that was like the height of my comfortability in comedy. I'm working back to that now.
Okay.
Because I the highest marker, you don't stay at it.
Yeah.
Unless you keep at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
And I got to a point a few years ago where I was just like, people would ask me, like, if you ask me more than 3 questions about how to get there, don't come. Don't come.
Yeah.
I don't need this fucking hey Lou, you're on deck and you're on the phone trying to tell people like how to park.
Right.
hey, what order are you up at? Like, how many? What time are you going up at? I'm like, I don't fucking know, dog.
Yeah, that one's always like a funny one to me.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to give you the exact time?
Right.
Like, how? First of all, they're gonna give me a time, and
And
there's
it's not
no
gonna
way.
be the time.
There's no way that's gonna be right.
Matter
They're
of fact,
starting
they're
on
gonna
time.
give all of us a time of when the show starts,
Yeah.
and that's not gonna be
That's
right.
not right
either.
either. Yeah. But yeah, man.
Two things.
Yeah.
First thing, when did you start comedy? And second thing, where did you start comedy?
I started comedy in Athens, Georgia, because that's where I was going to school. That's,
Okay, nice.
University of Georgia is there.
Word.
Go Dogs. Gotta always shout out my dogs.
Yeah,
DAWG. I started at an open mic there called Open Toad. It was hosted by Caleb Sinan. I don't know if you know.
Toad or like a frog toad?
Like a frog.
Oh, that's cool.
Toad, but I think it was supposed to be
like sandals.
Just kind of a weird pun type of thing. But it was at the Flicker Theater in Athens.
Go Flickers.
Yeah, go Flickers. And I kind of like had almost, I would describe as like almost an outer body experience type of feeling.
Huh.
And
you're like floating above yourself?
A little bit for part of it.
Okay.
Not to even say that I did like super well.
No. Most people for their first set, like
yeah. It was. I would never. It was probably, if I went back and watched it, I'd probably cringe. So
do you remember what you were talking about?
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's always.
We're not gonna.
It's like yeah. Okay, cool. It's like
I'm not gonna degrade myself right now.
It's like I wouldn't know this, but it's from like American Dad, where they're all talking about their first kill.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like your first. It's like your first kill.
Yeah.
Like you'll always remember the circumstances.
Right.
And like how you did it.
Yeah. It's in your.
I guess brain. To be less of a psycho, it's like losing your virginity.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You're always gonna remember the circumstances and what you did.
I think I made some joke about that too.
Really?
I can't remember what it was, but it did involve the phrase "popping my cherry."
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but
actually, I have a friend. His girlfriend is doing her first 5-minute set right now.
No way.
Speak.
Wait,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And we're gonna go to her live. She texted you the time. It was exactly
at 5:45. But yeah, I gave her a few pointers and stuff.
Nice.
Just of like, I was like, hey, everybody gets one, so use the card. This is my first time doing comedy.
Right.
They will, take it a little easy on you.
Yeah, typically.
Yeah.
Wait, where is she performing at?
I think the Sweet Stuff, Mike.
I don't even know.
There's Orchid Cameron hosts it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's like,
I don't know.
She's like coming up. She's doing.
Okay.
I've seen her on some flyers and stuff. So,
nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so that kind of reminded me today of my first time doing comedy.
Yeah, dude. Well, yeah. What was your first time like?
It was at Flappers, and oh man, this ages terribly. The reason I did it was because of like the Louis show.
Okay.
Made it look so much fun.
Yeah, like on FX.
Yeah. And I did like the whole thing. I walked around the mall. I got a slice of pizza.
You just reenacted the intro.
I swear to God, I just did
credits.
I really just did the opening.
You had a
credits
guy film you, do all this.
Yeah, exactly. I just watched people argue on the streets for a little bit.
Okay.
And then I went and did comedy.
Yeah.
And
then you went home to your daughter.
Right. Fucking ignored her. or actually not ignored it, ridiculed her for like a good 5 minutes. No, yeah, so I basically saw Louis and I was like, this is better than what I'm doing right now, which is sitting here watching Louis.
Yeah.
So let me go to an open mic.
Yeah.
And I got lucky because a lot of places, a lot of comedy clubs, like they don't have open mic every night. And I just so happened to go to Flappers. I didn't know the rules.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what time the mic was.
Yeah.
I just went to Flappers and I'm like, hey, do you guys do open mic? And it happened to be a Saturday. And so they were like, yeah, come back at 11:30. And then I came back and they were like, let me see your ID. and I was 16 at the time.
Oh,
so yeah, and so they kind of didn't let me in at first, and I was like, look, dude, I don't look old enough to get alcohol here. I don't even want to drink right now.
Mhm.
Like I just want to do comedy.
Yeah.
And I think bro was like, all right, you know what? Fuck it.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I did stand up for like my first time when I was 16.
Damn, that's awesome, dude. That's so young too, I feel like, for starting.
Yeah, it was I felt really cool, dude. I did. I felt really cool, dude.
You're like, just like Louis, baby.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I was just like, look, I'm not even
Lou?
supposed to be here.
Dude, you should come out with another show called Lou.
Just Lou.
It's like you
Same
reenacting the
font.
same opening credits, but it's you, black and white.
Yep. And just cut the part of the E part on the song.
Yeah.
Like loop, loop, loop.
That'd be so funny, dude. You should do that as a sketch at least.
Yeah, I
That'd be
probably
really
will.
funny.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, it was a great show. It was. I can see how that would be inspiring to like go.
I always wanted to do it. It's funny.
Yeah.
My family would like. The only example we had was George Lopez, so they were always gonna be.
Right.
They're always like, "You're gonna be the next George Lopez," and so.
Right.
But I didn't want to be that.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think you read as next George Lopez to me.
People think I'm fucking Chinese half the time, so you know, I don't think I could really sell it, dude.
Yeah.
But I always really liked Drunkards.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite comics. Like Doug Stanhope
Mhm.
was like one of my early favorites.
It's hard to like not be funny when you're talking drunk, you know?
Right.
Like it's like even just the setup is kind of funny. Just
There's
like
like a
stumbling through.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
like romantic. I really romanticize
Right.
alcoholism a little bit.
Yeah.
Or it's just like oh, I think so much that I gotta dumb myself down. I'm like, dude, this guy fucking rocks.
I love that. I love
Something
that so
about
much.
sadness, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's just so romantic.
Yeah, it's relatable too, you know. Like cuz
Mhm.
it's definitely very much like, you know, kind of no matter what you say, if you're if you're like one of those type of guys, like they're still laughing at you. Like you're still kind of the butt of the joke, even if
Right.
you're making fun of somebody else,
Right.
because you are like outrageously drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. I remember this one chick, she was fucking hammered. I used to
Yeah.
produce a show at this shitty bar, and like the owner of the bar, he was like, she'll drink enough to where we can hook up. And so he just kept on feeding her alcohol. And I was so scared to let her up on stage. And she went up and ripped. Was the funniest set of the night. And I
Yeah.
don't think she remembers a single thing she said.
That's the worst feeling though too, is like when somebody who doesn't even really do comedy at all just
Just
is like,
rips.
yeah, sure, I guess I'll try.
Hmm.
And they just go up and they do better than you.
Yeah.
But also like, I don't know. Well, I guess in that situation people probably didn't even know what to expect before, because that seems just like spur of the moment, right?
Yeah. It was just one of
Yeah.
those things where like everything lines up.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah. What are some like standout shows that you've had? Like what's a set do you remember like being like, oh, this is
Ooh, that's a good question.
one of those ones that I'll always, remember.
I mean, I think like for sure there's the Zack Snyder situation.
Yeah.
That one will definitely be one that I remember forever, and it's probably, in terms of stand-up clip, probably the best stand-up clip I'll ever have in my
Yeah.
entire life.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm
those
not
of you
even-
that don't know, my friend Kyle here
yeah.
was picking, just doing a little crowd work. If you don't know crowd work, which you fucking should by now, because every comedian posts
Yeah.
all of their forces
right.
it even sometimes. But crowd work is where you kind of just pick a little somebody and you go, hey, what are you doing here tonight?
Right.
And you just so happen to pull a thread, and that thread was Zack Snyder.
Yeah. Which was pretty crazy because it was actually a crowd work show.
Okay.
It was put on by Mike Falzone. Shout out Mike Falzone.
Shout out.
He was nice enough to have me, but I was kind of towards the end, and a lot of people in the front row, second row, had already been talked to. So I was just kind of like,
yeah.
all right, like I couldn't even see his face. I just saw kind of like silhouette, and I was like, I'm pretty sure nobody's talked to this guy yet. So it was purely that was like the catalyst for me even asking him specifically.
Right.
But yeah, I had no idea. I couldn't see him at all, really. So it was just like a shadow guy, you know. But yeah, I kind of stumbled into it because, you know, classic, asked him what he did for a living. He said director.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, in Hollywood, everyone says.
Yeah, see, if you were like in fucking, I don't know, Nebraska and someone said director.
Right. You'd be like,
oh.
Okay, I didn't.
Who
must
is
be,
you?
Must be the biggest director in Nebraska.
Right. Exactly.
Right? Statistically.
Yeah.
In LA, it's like
you can afford to go to a comedy show, bro. You must be
right,
like the top of the directors in Nebraska, top 10 at least.
Right, yeah. Easily. But
in Hollywood,
fuck
it, I'm a director.
Yeah,
yeah.
You're directing this podcast right now, bro.
Yeah, there you go.
I saw you setting the stuff up. You got the shot going.
So everyone's a director here in Hollywood.
That's right. And I want a co-director credit for this.
Okay, for sure.
I'm gonna put it on my IMDb.
I'll put it on your.
So I was just kind of giving him shit about that, and well, first I asked him what his name was, and he the way he said it. That's, I think, one thing about crowd work is you kind of have to make something out of whatever they give you. And so the first thing I asked him was what his name was, and he was like, he kind of gave me a little sass with it. He was like, Zach, you know. And I kind of, you know, I just heard how he said it.
Yeah, how does that make you feel? Or like, what are you picking up from the way he said it?
I'm purely just trying to read like how he feels and telling everyone how he feels, right? So he says it that way. I'm like, oh, you okay? Oh, you think you're like too good to tell me your name type of thing, whatever. And like people went with it, and it was clearly like something about it was, you know, was accurate, and I didn't really understand why until obviously, you know, when he was like, how many Zack movie directors do you know? And I can't, even to this day, if someone asks me that question, the only director I can really think of is Zack Snyder.
What about Zack and Miri?
Make the fictional character Zack. Kyle, come on. That would be such a crazy response if I said that. Seth Rogen's character in Zack and Miri make a porno. So like when he said that, I was like, oh well, now I understand like why he didn't want me to.
It's probably refreshing. It's probably refreshing to him, someone being like.
Just treating him like a normal guy.
Like a normal fucking guy.
Like a pleb.
He's like, oh, look, I'm a human at a comedy show.
right,
now,
you know? Totally. Yeah, I think he got a kick out of it for sure. Like he was laughing and he enjoyed it as it was kind of unraveling.
I feel like he also kind of, because I watched the clip, he also kind of like teed you up a little bit.
Yeah, I think a little.
To knock it out of the park. Where he's like, like, I'm going to be like, instead of saying, I'm Zack Snyder.
Right.
He's like, here's the ball, hit it.
Right. No, he was definitely, he was a great scene partner.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. He yes-anded you pretty well.
He was kind of directing me in the moment. You know,
holy shit.
Maybe that was.
Whoa, put that in your IMDb, bro.
This clip was directed by
Zack Snyder, dude.
So then obviously, you know, when he's like, that's me, I'm like, I'm taken aback because I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't base this off of how you looked. I literally just thought of the first Zack's movie director that I thought of.
Yeah.
And it like that kind of mind fucked me.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also was like a little skeptical because I couldn't see him. I don't know what he looks like anyway. But I was like, this guy's just like trying to like yes and like
be a
good sport and like make something out of it or whatever. So I kind of played along with it too, but I kind of moved away from it probably even faster than I should have. But I wasn't convinced that it was actually him. And so I kept doing crowd work with other people and stuff. And I'd like call back to him and stuff. But it wasn't until after the show that like somebody came up to me and they were like, hey, you know that was actually Zack Snyder, right?
That's fucking hilarious.
And I was like, no, it wasn't. And they were like, yeah, it was. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, dude.
This is what he looks like.
Yeah. And so I was like, that's okay. What the fuck? So I kind of like, as people were leaving at the end, he kind of came up to me, grabbed me like by my shoulders. He like shook me a little bit, like, why'd you do that kind of thing? Like playfully, because like he was obviously trying to keep a low profile.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, it's Hollywood, so everyone there is probably trying to talk his ear off.
Immediately, bro, before you
Yeah.
even got off stage, 10 people sent him a script.
They just airdropped a script. Here's my my sequel to 301.
Yo, that'd be nuts. 301. Did you see his version of the clip? It's like 10 minutes long, bro.
Bro, that was such a good. You got me with the setup where I was like, wait the and then I was like, I got you. That's great. The extended cut, dude.
Yep.
It's all in slow-mo.
Dude, he got film of you walking into the fucking venue, bro. It was nuts.
He planted himself in that situation. He's like, I don't even know this comedian. I've never
Bro, he
met
followed you home, bro. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude, like the last like 8 minutes of it are you sleeping in bed.
Yeah. It was nice.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
That's good. You're a good actor.
But no, it's cool. And then like I ended up getting a photo with him because I was like, I need proof of this.
Right.
I mean, also I like wanted to just get a photo with him because he was a cool guy. And
yeah, of course.
But like, I think that was kind of a vital part of the video because otherwise people would be like, oh, it's not real, like blah blah blah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I had
like, stitched it in at the very end.
I know what you mean. Feeling like you gotta get that. It's like a certificate of authenticity.
Yeah.
Like this really happened.
I know, yeah, because I'm just some guy, and I get it. Like people make shit up all the time online. So
yeah,
but
no, I got mentioned in a pretty popular podcast, and I was like editing the clip. I was like so excited to show everyone. I was like editing the clip, and I was like, I have to put my DMs in this shit.
Yeah.
So people believe that it actually, because if not, like,
right,
you could just be making up a fucking story.
Right. Yeah. There's got to be some kind of receipts these days.
But part of me hates that I need that validation.
Yeah. No, I mean it is crazy that you have to kind of like prove it. You know? Yeah.
Look, people can interact with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, stand up now, I think in general is kind of that, like where it's like you have to document that you did it.
Right.
And like show. It's like one thing, like performing is one thing. And I love performing. That's my favorite part. But then you have to like show the world what it is that you did.
That you do,
perform. Yeah. And often, that requires kind of changing it in a way because like it's you have to cut it up so it's faster paced.
Right.
And like a 5-minute interaction is like kind of boiled down to like
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Can't even use the whole minute 30 that Instagram gives you, bro.
Yeah, like there's plenty of times when I'm editing something and I'm like, this is how I would like it. Because it's weird because like I experienced it and I was like, that felt good. And then you go back and you're like, all right, time to cut down the thing I liked to be shorter than what it was. So it's like I'm obviously biased because I was getting laughs. Well, I feel that, but yeah, you have to
make sure you include all the laughs and shit.
Yeah. You gotta change it though. It's like not like change it and like you're changing how you did or what you said, but the timing of it mostly and cutting stuff out even if you like it, which is challenging. That's something I'm frustrated with right now. I'm trying to figure out.
That was gonna be my next question. What's the ratio of that's the game to I fucking hate doing this. What's the ratio of that for you when you're in this process?
Dude, that is such a great question, man. And I think it's something that everyone has to have an answer for themselves. But I don't know. I think a part of it is almost subconscious. Like over time, we're so trained when we're on our phone that like, okay, this is the style.
This is what it looks like.
Yeah, this is this. Yeah, the captions are popping up and they have like little transition animation on the captions themselves and like quick cuts, like lots of jump cuts. And so I mean over the years I think it's definitely influenced me and to the point where it's like, well, this is just like a different thing. Like I think before Like even, 20 I started working at the Laugh Factory when I first moved to LA, and I was editing and running their social media account and editing their videos. And those were kind of some of the first like social media, like Instagram stand-up clips that got popular. Like they were kind of ahead of that.
They've been invested
Yeah.
in making sure video gets out since like probably like 2013.
Yeah.
Tony Rock was the first person that I saw.
Yeah.
Other than what's his name with the N bombs.
Oh, Michael
other than him, bro, the only other person I ever saw with the Laugh Factory is Tony Rock.
Right. Because I mean, their YouTube stuff, they were popping on that for a while, but obviously, like that's different even than Instagram, right? Like when we were editing the clips, that was even a slower pace than like what clips are now,
right?
And so I don't know. I think it evolves in its own way. Just how comedy evolves in its own way, like it's its own thing. But yeah, I think there is some line there between like, I don't know if I have hard rules for myself of like, I'm not going to do this or edit it this way or whatever. But I think that I just want it to, I ultimately, I want it to do well. I want people to see it.
Yeah.
I want people to not be bored.
Right.
And like swipe away. And I want to still like it by the time I put it out. So those are kind of my rules. So like if I've done anything so major to where it's like, I hate this, then I just won't do it.
Scrap it.
Yeah. But I think my tolerance has gotten a little higher for some of the Gen Z editing.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I saw a tweet recently. Someone said the most important thing in comedy is making sure your captions have a cool animation.
Yeah, I saw that too. Wait, I think that was that Ian Zandy maybe? I can't remember. I don't want to falsely credit somebody.
Right.
But I think I saw that today as well.
Yeah, well we all get the same fucking tweets.
Yeah.
We're all in the same bubble, dude.
Right.
But do you feel like we were just talking about like the evolution of stand-up?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that is going to be? You think the online is affecting in person? Other than fucking everybody trying to do a goddamn crowd work clip. But do you think that's going to start affecting people's materials? Like jokes have to be faster or stories have to be told with less detail or?
That's a great question, dude. I feel like, I think maybe a little bit. And I think stand-up, how it's portrayed in the media is different now than it was like in the 2000s and in the 90s and in the 80s. And so like I do think people watching it on their phone, that's their idea of what stand-up is if they've never been to a show before.
Gotcha.
So like I think if you're one of those people who probably is a lot of people, probably most people.
Yeah.
Most people probably have not gone to a stand-up show. Right. So most people probably have seen a stand-up clip though. And so I do wonder like what that does to their expectations of what a show is. Like they don't realize that they have to look for parking.
Right.
Before they even go to the show. It's not like you just open up your phone and there's like a clip, right?
Right.
It's instant.
Or I feel like there's a rise in hecklers now.
Yeah.
Because the expectation is, you go to a stand-up show, you say something,
you go online, you're famous.
Yeah, the comic hears you.
Yeah.
And then you banter.
Mm-hmm.
Like shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I think yes. So this is what I think. Yeah. I agree with that. That's definitely a thing. I do think though that it is on comics to have to kind of adjust to the times that they're in. Right?
Okay.
So it's like stand-up has gotten more popular, I think, in the past 10 years, due largely to these videos. People see them and they want to go see stand-up and see what it's about. But because of that, you're going to have a lot of people who don't really understand the rules.
Right.
And I think number one, the venue or the host has just got to say something up top of like, hey guys, like this is how it works. This is what heckling is, by the way. So like you might not think you're heckling, but you are if you do this.
Right.
And so like that's kind of basic. Not to say that that's enough to enforce anything, because people will still do it.
Also, you kind of don't want to start your show like it's a Universal Studios ride.
Sure, I get it. It's a bummer.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a quick thing, whatever. But at the same time, I do think that it, as a comic, if people are starting to be more rowdy and heckle more, I need to get better at comebacks and doing crowd work with them.
Right.
And making fun of them, but not in a way that like ruins the vibe.
Yeah,
of
don't
the
be
show.
hateful.
Right, which can be a lot because you're like
Yeah.
trying to do your set, your jokes, and now all of a sudden this curveball gets thrown at you, and that's off-putting. And I think it takes a while to kind of feel at least somewhat comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
But I do think that crowds do kind of expect a little bit of crowd work now.
Yeah.
And that's just like another skill set that you can develop. And it doesn't have to be, the beautiful thing about crowd work is it doesn't have to be the hack crowd work that everyone hates. It can be a super unique thing every time,
Right.
that you'll never repeat or say again.
Right.
And that's really cool.
And that's why everyone posts their fucking crowd work clips, because it's just I'm not
yeah.
burning material.
Exactly, which I do, and I understand why other people do it, but I also understand why people are like sick of seeing crowd work clips.
Yeah. It's like it's like free money.
Yeah, it is. It is like literally, especially if you've got like the bonus or whatever going on with the meta, you know, or like the TikTok one. So yeah, I mean, it's a way to make money off of comedy and also get your shit out there, draw interest to people to come see you. But when they come see you, they're not going to be like, "Oh, I've heard all of this before."
Right.
Because that's like a big part of it. You know?
Man. That's why I think shit, man. That's why I think George Lopez fell off.
Oh yeah? He wasn't posting enough crowd work clips?
Yeah, not enough crowd work, bro. Not enough crowd work. No, I remember like back in the day, HBO waiting for his next special. And then after the third one, I was like, motherfucker, I heard all of these already.
Right.
Like, you already did all this shit.
Yeah.
The last one.
Yeah.
You know? And there's some comics that I love, but I wouldn't go see them live because I know what to expect.
Right. And I think that's like something that people have to adjust to and understand. Like, I think it's crazy to be like, no, I'm just going to only do my jokes and I don't care if you've heard them a million times.
Yeah,
like,
now you're just jerking off in front of people.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Because even like, and I like my jokes. Like, I'm defensive about my jokes. I like my jokes.
No, my shit's funny, bro.
My shit's great. No, it's fine. And like, I think every comic has a love-hate relationship with their own material, because it's like, you know, even right now, I'm kind of gearing up for this like competition thing that I'm in next month.
Right.
And so I'm trying to get, you know, working a tight set and stuff. And it's kind of fun. And it's like, you know, engaging, and I'm more focused on my material than like dicking around on stage as much. But I think doing that for like months and months, or even like a year straight, I go crazy. Cause like,
oh yeah,
telling jokes now, even I'm like, jokes that I know will work really well, I'm like, okay, I don't get as much satisfaction out of it because I'm like, one, I know it's going to work. And two, it's probably an older joke that I wrote a while ago. And I don't feel like it's me being funny in that moment. I feel like that's me just channeling myself from like 4 years ago being funny.
Right. Well, there's that
reaping the rewards.
There's that invisible guy that we were talking about at the beginning of this show.
Right.
Which is like, you think that the same guy's going to all your shows, and being
right?
Like, we heard this already.
right.
You know?
It's just your inner, you know, critic or whatever.
Exactly.
But I will say that I do think you get less satisfaction over time over telling the same joke.
Right.
I think, at least for me. And so that's why I do like spicing things up a little bit with crowd work and engaging, because I think crowds like it, for the most part. But it just makes it interesting for me. So it's kind of selfish. It's like, I don't know, but
I feel that.
Yeah.
As a stand-up, a lot of times, often, I feel like comedians we're like the rodeo clown of like entertainers. So it's just like, hey, we have this thing, we don't know like what to do with this. So can you just go up there and entertain people, or like whatever it is? Like
Right,
they'll just throw
right,
you in there, and
right.
like we kind of have to just like what is? Do you like? I know that you do like TV appearances and random things from time to time. Like, is that something you try to stay away from, or is that do you feel like doing the the random court TV or stuff like that? Do you feel like that like actually helps?
I don't know. So okay, that's a great question. I think it helps in terms of like getting booked and like just having a credit of some sort
For other comics, right?
Yeah,
It's like more for like other comedians rather than like I'm sure nobody's stopping you on the street and be like, "Hey, I heard your story on Ice-T's court."
Yeah, no, not at all, dude. And that was so fun to do, by the way,
I
because
bet.
we had to lie to their face the whole process to
Yeah.
convince them that it was like a real thing. And it was like an absurd story that we made up. And it was just very fun. From that perspective, I felt almost like Sacha Baron Cohen, like I'm doing a character.
You're pranking TV.
Yeah, and I'm like, these guys are trying to put me on TV, but they don't even know that like right now doing this, I'm like making content about this or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I faked a whole relationship one time for an MTV show.
did you really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, which MTV show were you on?
It was called Flex on My Ex. And basically it's
Yo,
like
this is amazing.
yeah, it's like the newlywed game
Okay.
but with your ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
And so you got to answer questions correctly for your ex.
About you, like about yeah.
So like if Vanessa, what is one thing that you think what is your favorite food? And then her ex-boyfriend has to say spaghetti, and if their answers are right. It's a newlywed game but just for people that failed. And so
what was the prize? Was there like a
nobody wins. You just get like $100 at the end of the day,
okay.
which fucking needed that. You know what I mean?
Shout out to MTV for that $100.
Yeah, facts. Also, like getting a check from Viacom just really does something good for your ego.
You just frame it. You don't even cash it. You just frame it on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Worth every penny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a TV girlfriend.
Nice.
Where like, if there was couples castings, I'd be like, "Yo, you trying to run this or what's up?"
Oh, okay. That's smart. Yeah.
I was just like in a fake relationship for like a year or two.
Did you guys have a bad like fake relationship where she was contentious with you? Or
dude,
all...
she fucking killed me, bro. Like I did not. At the end of the episode, I'm like, this bitch fucking ruined my whole reputation, dog. I'm gonna get no bitches after this, dude. I look like a terrible person. You know what the worst thing is? She wasn't that far off, bro.
She was just guessing.
Yeah, and which leads me to believe that I'm just like every other guy.
Dude,
so there's like multi-layers
so
of why
funny.
that shit sucked, dude.
Oh my god.
She's like, yeah, I just went through a fucking breakup and I just kind of pretended you were him. I was like, fuck.
Oh, damn. So she was channeling some real. So it came off as emotional for her a little bit.
Yeah, she was like, he doesn't make time for me, blah, 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 this shit. And I was just like, fuck, dude.
It'd be so funny in the middle of her like just doing this to you and they're like filming you. You're like, it's fake. It's fake.
You know
we
what?
Don't know
I can't
each other.
even.
And she's like, now you're doing this?
Oh, so our relationship was fake?
Yeah.
This wasn't even real to you?
You're just telling everyone on TV that we weren't even together now?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. So basically for like $100, you kind of like temporarily kind of ruined your...
I put a stink on me, on myself for a few.
Ruined the reputation
and
for a
like,
little.
you know, you're like a desperate fucking comedian trying to come up, so I like posted it anyway. I was like, look, I'm on MTV.
That's so funny, bro.
Holy shit, I'm just now piecing why people started treating me different, bro. I was talking to a few girls at the time.
So you didn't even like in the caption be like, we did like this is my friend and like we just pretended to go on. I thought MTV was going to
come after me or something if I said it was fake.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then meanwhile, I
Viacom's
found out
gotta-
later that everybody else was also faking except for one couple.
Okay.
And
That-
like I
yeah.
knew her outside of that show. Like we did like podcasts together and stuff. She's like, were you really with her? I was like, no. She's like, I feel so stupid. She like actually invited her fucking ex, her real ex, on the show.
Oh yeah. She's like, oh, I didn't have to really.
Yeah. So who's really stupid?
There you go. That's a silver
Yeah.
lining.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't real for you.
Right.
Everyone else just thinks it's real.
Yeah, I get some pretty shitty callbacks. I stopped going out for TV
Yeah.
because every time I go on TV, like it's always a game show or reality show,
Yeah, man.
and they just do you so fucking dirty, bro.
Yeah.
People still like online every once in a while be like, "Hey, it's the pee guy," because I made a fucking piss joke on one of them. It was
the piss joke.
It was a decent premise, dude.
Yeah, hit me with it.
I was saying that dogs are geniuses because the way they mark their territory is just by peeing on shit. And it's like, of course nobody else is going to want it after you already peed on it.
Right.
Like if I was sitting in this chair now and I pissed myself, this is my chair now. Like no one's going to want to sit on this. And it was for like a dating show.
Okay.
It was like a 10 verse 1 Jubilee thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was like I was the only person that actually stuck with the prompt. And this is, like I followed the rules and it fucking backfired on me so bad. Everybody else was just like making shit up, doing like, just improv with the girl. Shout out Harper.
Oh shit, I've seen this video.
Yeah, and I got eliminated immediately.
Oh shit.
So I stuck to my material because they were like, all right, based on the jokes that you guys tell on your material,
right,
she's going to pick. And I was like, oh, I got a banger I just cooked up a few weeks ago.
Sweet, I'm going to talk about pissing myself.
And everybody else was just trying to be smooth. And I'm just like over here like, duh, what about dogs? Dogs are funny, right? Fucking idiot.
It'd be so funny if like as you're leaving, you're like, these guys fucking cheated.
Yeah. I almost wanted to, bro. But I just know when you lean into that, you just look so much worse.
Yeah.
You just look so much worse.
Dude, I kind of did that on the one that I was on because like, mine was this dude, Ben Palmer, and he has like this big social media account. He's got like over 1 million followers, and like his whole thing is just trolling people. And like, so he's got like a whole series of videos where he goes on court TV with like fake cases.
Oh, that's amazing.
And like, it's just absurd.
Yeah.
So I think about that too sometimes where I'm like, my head going into it was like, I'm doing this for the video that Ben's going to post on his channel. And people will get the context of that, of like, we went on a fake court TV thing and like, I'm being a ludicrous character.
There's no way anyone's going to believe this is real.
Yeah. But I still think that people probably mostly don't. But I do wonder, like, if some people watch that with no context.
They're like, why'd you hit
this
that
Kyle
dog?
guy is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's insane.
I have that with prank videos.
Yeah.
And like just like social shit. Every once in a while I'll get a screenshot of like a prank I was in, a prank video, and people are like, is that real? Did that really happen? I'm like, no.
Wait, so
why would anyone fucking believe? Yeah, for a year I was like the unluckiest person in the world. Just like getting pranked.
You were running the prank circuit?
I fucking was, dude.
Dude, wait, is this for YouTube?
Low hanging fruit. Yeah, dude, I'm looking for commercial representation, by the way, out there, so I could get better fucking gigs. I was just I was my own agent.
Yeah.
For like a year.
Oh yeah.
I was just going out for whatever, and so I would get booked all the time for prank videos.
Yeah.
And like on the street shit. And so basically for like a whole year, bro, I was just like the unluckiest guy, like stepping out of my house and people were just fucking with me. Every once in a while, like people will be like, yeah, did that really happen?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no. That's the most absurd premise in the world.
What was the craziest one?
A prisoner escaped from prison and tried to get into my car and be like, drive.
I feel like I've seen that video.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I've definitely seen a prisoner escape situation where he like tries to get someone to help him somehow.
Yeah. No, not yeah. And then
Yeah.
somehow I always get fucking chased at the end. I'm always like getting chased out of town. I feel like fucking Larry
Yeah.
David.
And did you ever get booked by the same prankers?
Nah.
I was gonna say because that would kind of like ruin the illusion, right?
Right.
Because
No, it was like one-offs.
Okay.
I was in like some magic trick prank or some shit.
Okay.
I helped the guy direct it. I'm just like, this is fucking weird. That's when I stopped. I was like, I'm directing pranks now. I'm good.
Yeah, but you got those vids out of it, dude.
True.
You got
true.
yourself out. Think of the exposure, bro.
You
You got yourself out there.
The one that I did that was pretty cool was I was in a music video for this guy named what's his name? Shakewell. He's like a rapper.
Okay.
And I guess he's cool with Eddie Bravo. So technically I was in a video with Eddie Bravo. Never
Okay.
met the guy. But
He wasn't there when you were filming.
yeah, no, but
Yeah.
I was in the video.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But other than that, dude, I just been getting fucked with.
Dude, I would love to see a compilation of you. You should put out a compilation of like world's unluckiest man.
Yeah.
Gets pranked over and over or
Right.
some shit like that. That'd be pretty funny.
But imagine me going to like a commercial agent and being like, "Here's my reel," and it's just me getting
You
fucked
did.
with for hours.
That'd be pretty
I really
fun.
like the look of despair on this last
Yeah.
one. It was like,
we can ruin this guy's life.
You look genuinely upset in this video. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, your range is
Very
crazy.
believable. You're gonna have a very real reaction when you look at that stain on the carpet.
Right.
We're gonna feel like it really ruined your day.
Facts. A stain on a carpet would actually.
So
ruin
maybe
my
it's
fucking
like
day.
a Tide commercial or
Right.
some kind of cleaning thing.
I'd be down. I'll do anything. I'll take anything you guys got.
I'll
at this
take
point.
anything,
I'll
guys.
fucking take it.
He'll take anything.
What's the weirdest gig you ever did? It could be film, TV, stand up.
Oh man, that's a great question. I did a really bad one. I don't know if it was super weird. Well, I guess it's kind of weird. It wasn't like super weird, but it was just like really shitty. It was when I was in college still, just started doing comedy, and we all got booked. It was our first paid gig. A lot of us, because it was a small scene, it was like 4 or 5 of us got booked to do this fall festival at a different college that was nearby, University.
Fucking rival school.
Yeah, University of North Georgia. And we show up, and it's like massive. It's outside, but there's not a lot of people there. So it's like there's a stage over here, and then like across from that, like 100 yards across from that, there's like, all these carnival type games. There's like a dunk machine for like one of the staff. I'm guessing like the dean or
The
some shit.
most hated
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah. And then there's the stage, and there's like 100 chairs of empty seats.
Nice.
And we show up, and there's people playing music to nobody.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay. And they're like, you guys are on after the music. And we're like, how much time are you doing? How much time are we doing? They're like 15 minutes. And like at this point in my life, 15 minutes is not a big deal at all. But at that point, I was like, that was the most time I've ever had to do.
Yeah.
And it was like the most grave circumstances. And so the comedy show starts, if you want to call it that. There's still nobody there.
Yeah.
The students are in class. So I'm like,
Who
why?
the fuck planned this?
Yeah. I'm like, why? Okay. So halfway through the host set, students start to come out. But they don't come over to the stage. They go over to like the dunk tank, the carnival games, all of that shit. And then I go on, and basically for 15 minutes, I'm just watching other people from across the way have a great time, not listening to me or paying attention at all, dunking the dean in the dunk tank.
It's a fucking nightmare.
Fucking getting cotton candy and just bombing for just 15 minutes and getting paid to.
It's not nice, but it's nicer.
It
than
definitely
not
took some of the
getting paid.
stung off.
Yeah.
I mean, you go up there and you're like, well, there's just no chance anything's going to happen. Because
Right.
I don't even know if they can hear me.
Right.
And they don't want to hear me. So I'm just trying to
Facts.
do crowd work with people from like 50 yards away. Just like, hey, what's your name? Like, just it's impossible. I can't even hear what they're saying.
Yeah. What flavor
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
What flavor snow cone did you just fucking get?
Yeah, and that's why I don't do colleges.
Ah,
anymore.
okay.
No,
There you
that's
go.
not true. That's definitely not. I would happily do a college.
Valley Community College.
Dude,
bro.
I'm all over it, man. That's down the street
Let's
from my
go.
house. I'll
Let's go.
I'm very
That's what's
familiar. Right on Oxnard Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
So the worst gig. I wasn't the one doing the comedy.
Yeah.
I was hosting the night,
Oh shit. Okay.
but like I had a friend. I feel so bad even just like remembering it right now. He did comedy
Yeah.
and then quit. And then I was like, "Hey, ready to make a comeback? What's up, bro? I got some time for you."
Right.
And it was a Filipino like law office Christmas party. And
So specific.
yeah, I used to work at this office. And
Okay.
so they had me host.
So they had you host it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they had me host the night and they were like, "You got anything else? Like any other performers or anything?" So my one friend who used to do comedy, and like I didn't think about it in the moment. Also, it was like my first time like hosting, producing a gig or booking someone.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So I don't know what to do
Right.
or what to expect. And I'm just now, as I'm telling you this story, like seeing it from his perspective. And I can't believe we're still friends. I really can't, dude.
Okay.
Because like when you quit doing comedy, I would imagine it's kind of heartbreaking.
Mhm.
You're like, I'm not going to be one of the greats. Matter of fact, I don't know if I can or want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's like a breakup.
Yeah.
And so I go to him and I say, "Hey, dude, you want to try doing comedy again? You know, it's been a while. Like, you know, let's fucking get the band back together type thing." And he was reluctant. And then I pressed him about it. I was like, "Come on."
Yeah.
So he agreed
How'd
to it.
you coax him in? You were just asked him again, or were you like, yeah, it'll be paid, or like you'll get like 30 minutes of stage time, or
I think I just was like, you sure you don't want to try it?
yeah.
You know? I think that like he got like some money.
Okay.
It was like not a lot, dude. It was like
Sure,
20,
of
it was
course.
like
It's comedy.
$20.
It's
bro.
comedy. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the night happens, we're there. I do a little hosting gig. I tell them, "Hey, turn off the lights while you serve the food so that people can eat and enjoy the show."
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking dinner and a show. And one thing I learned about Filipinos is they don't give a fuck, bro. Like whatever it is you got going on, like literally my best friend since like high school is the one who got me the job at the law office.
Yeah.
And anytime I would say hi to his dad and like try to have a conversation, he would be like, "Oh yeah, okay, cool." Fucking walk away, and then my friend would look at me and be like, "Dude, he don't give a fuck, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can't be bothered."
Right.
And so they did not listen. They didn't turn off the lights. They didn't give a fuck. They're like,
Yeah.
"Food is served." Food is served. So they're just
Yeah.
like talking over him. The lights are on. He's trying so hard, bro. He's like doing crowd work. He's doing Filipino specific crowd work.
Is he Filipino?
No, white guy, but he
Okay.
was like,
Oh, so it's an away game for him.
yeah, they don't care, dude. They do not care. And he's over here like, Lumpia's good. I came here for the pancet, you know? And like
He's just saying like the few Filipino things he knows.
Yeah.
Chicken adobo.
Yeah.
That's a thing, right?
Exactly. And nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
And as far as terrible gigs, it's not the worst. It's pretty fucking bad. But like just the look on his face of like remembering why he doesn't do comedy anymore. Like he had a bad dose of heroin that night, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
bad
man.
trip, bad vibes.
I mean, it's like if like Brett Favre came out of retirement and played one game and just tore his ACL. That's kind of like what you did to his legacy a little bit.
I feel so fucking bad for like asking him to do it. His girlfriend was there. Like he brought his girl.
He was excited. He was like, you know what, dude? I really feel like this could be like me getting really back into this.
Yeah.
And this will be the first of many.
Just so discouraging, bro.
So that was it.
That was it.
That was a wrap for him after that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. How much time did he do you think?
Probably like 3 minutes, bro.
3?
I gave him 5, but he was just like,
shit.
Halfway through, he was just like, I don't know.
Damn, he didn't even do 5?
Nah.
Bro.
I don't blame him, though.
No, I mean, he already didn't want to do it.
I don't know why, but like I guess like the DJ was setting up on the stage, so they had us like to the side of the stage.
God. So it was just like, you weren't even on the stage. That's how little anyone gave a fuck.
Like they really didn't give us a shot at all.
Damn, bro. And this was, did you work there at the time or you had just previously?
Yeah, so I worked there as a receptionist. So first I didn't know the rules of like you're allowed to fucking be like, no, put us on stage. I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know that you could ask. You were like, I can't ask anybody. Were you just like so low on the totem pole at that office that you just felt like you couldn't ask or they wouldn't care?
Filipinos are very insistent.
Okay.
At least the ones that I've grown up with.
Okay, fair enough.
They're like, hey, this is our idea for the night.
And so you're just going to play along.
So you're just going to do whatever the fuck we say.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, it'd be better if we were on stage.
Right.
Because then people could listen. And they're like, but the DJ's setting up, so, you know.
I love that he couldn't set up before you guys or like after.
Also, who the fuck, what DJ sets up halfway through the night?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Seems pretty late.
Yeah. But the DJ had a great night.
DJ had a great set though.
He fucking killed it that night,
Yeah.
bro. He was playing Rock With You by early Michael Jackson, bro.
That night was the beginning of his career and it was the end of his career.
Yeah. It was rough.
Just two different directions.
I don't think our relationship had ever been the same after that, dude. Honestly.
Really?
I think there's like a level.
How long ago was this?
2017, 2018.
I mean, he's got to get over that. It's
7
years.
We're still friends, but like,
yeah,
I feel like every once in a while I'll catch a side eye like this motherfucker.
I mean, it happens. This is why he quit. He couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle the bombs.
Couldn't hack
it.
And
that's like a perfect storm situation too of like there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter who it is going up there.
They wouldn't even turn the fucking lights off for me, bro.
Right.
I was like, can we turn off the house lights? And they're like, people need to see their food.
Damn.
I was like,
so you could just see them all ignoring you like perfectly.
Bro, it was so bad.
So wait, did you do comedy when you were hosting or were you just kind of like...
Yeah, and they were with me because I was on stage.
Oh, so you got to be on stage and then he didn't? Oh, damn, that is fucked up.
It is, right? Like, I did not bad for the night, bro.
Wait, so it was just you and him? There was no other comedy?
Nobody else.
So it was just like 10 minutes of comedy? I mean, that's tough. That's kind of on you a little bit.
Yeah, dude. I don't blame him, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you got to give him like an opener or something to warm the crowd up
And like my friend who got me the job came up to me afterwards and was like, dude, that was rough.
He's like, my dad is pissed.
He was just
gonna
like
get fired.
No, he felt bad for the guy. He's like, dude, you shouldn't have told him to come.
Yeah. He'd be like, hey buddy, he actually just talked to me. We're gonna sue you for emotional damage. We just got a new client. Thanks so much for bringing this case.
Knowing lawyers,
fucking
definitely is something that would happen.
I'm sure one of them was approached him after.
He's like, hey man, did he make you sign anything?
Did he make you sign anything? Is he still together with his girlfriend?
Nah, they broke up, dude.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you know if it was because of the show?
No, definitely not. It was.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
You said
she-
definitely at first.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh shit.
definitely not, bro. She just kind of sucked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Mhm.
So she got the show she deserved,
Right.
right?
Right.
And then, I mean, they're all lawyers. Do we really care?
They're
that
not
the
even really
lawyers-
people, you know what I mean?
They certainly treated y'all like you weren't.
Right.
So, you
And
know.
every lawyer that I know would laugh at that. They'd be like,
Oh.
"We're not people." We're
Oh
really
yeah,
not.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing because they're rich. So
Yeah.
like, if the lawyer was a low-paying job,
Yeah.
you'd be like, "Hey, fuck you, dude.
Yeah. Facts.
I'm a lawyer.
I work hard for this.
I'm a blue-collar guy.
Yeah.
I'm an attorney." How dare you try to drag the common man down?
Facts.
No, yeah, they're like, we're rich, so yeah, you
I
can make
don't
fun of
care.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. They love being made fun of.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lawyers love that shit.
Well, also because it is kind of stroking their ego too, because you're like calling them out in front of a group of people, identifying them as a lawyer, you know, like in the context of a show or
yeah,
whatever, right?
That's funny.
Because they're like, yeah, I guess I do make six figures. That's so embarrassing. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay.
I guess I do have a huge cock. I never
I
never thought of it that way.
That would be really funny. You a lawyer? Yeah. This fucking loser's got a huge cock. Fucking
bet he's hanging down there.
dude,
Fucking
come
dumbass.
on, bro.
Yeah.
Got a hung jury in his pants, bro.
Hung jury.
I don't know. That was a stretch.
There's definitely an Asian lawyer named Hung Jury, bro.
It could be. It could be. Maybe not in America.
Yeah, probably not.
Somewhere in the world, it could be.
Yep.
I mean, I mean, I think you have to be a lawyer if that's your name.
Hung Jury. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe a judge. I don't know. I guess it's kind of ominous too.
Yeah.
You're probably not getting a lot of clients if
That would be a great porno. Hung Jury.
hung jury. It's just 12 guys with huge cocks. They're all hung. 12 angry men, 12 horny men.
12 horny.
They just go back to deliberate. They're all just jerking off.
Yeah. Why are y'all sweaty?
They're all jerking off on the verdict card, and whoever comes first has to read it to the courtroom. I think that's how law should work.
Hit us up, Zach. We're ready.
We got your next script, baby.
We're ready.
Your next big blockbuster.
It's fucking 10 hours long.
Yeah, it's not a blockbuster. It's a cockbuster. Okay?
Oh.
We're bringing pornos back to the movies, folks.
Can you believe that was a fucking thing?
So
I'm
gross.
sorry. I keep trying to fucking end this thing, but
no, you're
yo,
good. It
can
is.
you believe that?
It's wild. Like, hey, we're all gonna go hang out and jack off in the same room together.
That
You wanna
is-
pay $15.
That is the deepest, darkest depths
Yeah.
of every football team. Is that they all watched porno together. And you mean to tell me that there was a place for that?
Yeah, there was a theater.
And there was a guy definitely like that had to clean up the loads.
Yeah, and that guy deserves a pension. That guy deserves a 401k. Give him a retirement plan.
Yeah. He needs
That's a blue collar job right there.
I blew on my collar, bro. That poor bastard.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man.
Trying to think of another.
You think porn directors back in the day were like, I hope my ticket sales are pretty good for this one.
Yeah, I think so. I wonder how they used to market them. It's not like they had trailers, you know.
I think that's one of those things that it's like cigarettes.
Word of mouth. Oh, yeah.
You don't really have to like
right
advertise it.
They come to you.
Yeah.
And then
They come to We're killing it with the porno stuff the last
Yeah.
couple minutes, man.
We're
This is-
really closing hard,
God damn
hard
it.
and strong.
God damn it. This is good stuff. This is good stuff.
Great
Anyways,
stuff,
that has been an episode of
We're gonna have sex now, I think.
Yeah, I think. No, this isn't the wrong podcast.
Oh,
Wrong
my bad, my
podcast,
bad,
Wrong podcast.
My bad.
But yeah, man. Before we get out of here, such a transition. Before we get out of here, man, let them know what you got going on.
Yeah.
Where they can find you.
Folks, at Kyle Rehl on Instagram, KYLEREHL, or TikTok, or the YouTubes. I think on YouTube it's Kyle Rehl Comedy. I'm not even sure on YouTube.
Dude, you've been
Don't worry
kind kind of blowing up on the Instagram, TikTok circuit.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying, dude. It's inconsistent. It's like you
Yeah.
put some shit out there and it goes off, and it's like something you barely even thought about or really put effort into, and then some like clip you're working on for like hours trying to figure out like the best length and pacing for it, and then you put it out and it gets like 50 likes, and you're like,
I'm pretty sure Instagram and TikTok both know when you're using their camera
right,
versus when you upload something from your
Upload
camera
something.
roll. Because
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
anytime I'm just like, anyways, look at this bitch making a fucking sandwich. This is a terrible looking sandwich.
Yeah.
Million of views.
It's always the dumbest shit, and it's like I'm not even saying it's bad. Like, it's fun to make dumb shit sometimes.
Yeah.
But it does limit, I feel like, what's out there. Like, everything feels more simplified and kind of bullshit than what it could be. I don't know.
Right.
But anyways,
Yeah.
if you want to see some more of that bullshit,
Yeah.
check
You want to see me
out.
make fun of a bitch making a sandwich?
At Kyle Rehl on pretty much all platforms. And then if you're in San Diego or know anybody in San Diego, me and my friend Max Castillo are going to be headlining there at Mission Brewery or Mission Brewing, I think, August 31st at 7:30 p.m. So check that out, because it should be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
And yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, bud.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, man. This was a blast.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for kicking it. With
Anytime.
Luke Kang. All right.